Welcome back to our series on the hilarious misadventures of a World of Warcraft noobs. In the first part, we saw our hapless adventurers stumble through the game, making some rather hilarious mistakes along the way. Make sure to like this video and leave your own stories in the comments below if you want them included in the next part of this series. Spent 5 gold to buy stable slots because I thought I'd need them for my mounts. As a warlock, I have 3 distinct memories that keeps popping up in my head. All of them is from my first year of playing WoW. At the beginning of Burning Crusade, I played a gnome mage. I was questing through Tanaris, which to this day is still one of my favorite zones. On my journey through Tanaris, slaying countless of scorpions and finding a robot chicken, I stumbled upon a cave with some broken pillars outside. I ventured inside, and I was completely stunned when I got around the first corner. The sheer size and scenery of this cave made me spam my print screen button so many times that it is a wonder that it didn't broke. As you might have guessed, I had just entered the Caverns of Time. The second memory is of me and a friend finding out that was something called Old Ironforge. Again, this was in Burning Crusade, so the door to Old Ironforge was still closed at the time. We wanted to venture down there ourselves and check it out. His older brother and his friends told us about a trick we could do to get down there. Outside of the bank in Ironforge, there was a pillar, and if you went behind the pillar, you were able to duel other players. So me and my friend, both mages, would start a duel and then run and blink to the throne room. Then I hugged the door leading down to Old Ironforge, and my friend casted sheep on me. The sheep could then clip through the door, and all I needed to do was just to cast Ice Block. And voila! I could now explore Old Ironforge and again spam my print screen button, while my friend stood on the other side of the door waiting impatiently for his turn. The third is me getting my first epic item. I believe I was around level 40 to 50, and I bought a bind on equip ring from a random player. Dirt cheap. At least cheap enough for me. When the trade was complete, I was shaking all over, and my heart was racing. I ran out of my room, almost hyperventilating, trying to describe to my mom of this awesome ring I just got. I could barely make a complete sentence. Of course, this was falling for deaf ears. All my mom was seeing was her then 13-year-old boy hyperventilating over something in a video game. Her confused look was priceless. But she congratulated me and said she was happy for me. So that's something. My stories aren't exactly crazy or anything, and I have 100 of other memories. But those 3 moments are my favorites. Wasn't a noob at this time, but it was a noob moment due to me and Buddy being a few drinks in. Back in Wrath, we were doing arenas, and the timer for the gates to open was ticking down. We were in our battle poses and ready to go. 3, 2, 1. Gates didn't open. We were both like, is this a bug? Then after a few seconds, we start taking damage and we're yelling in voice chat because we had no clue what was happening. We were standing at the wrong gates. They must have just ran in and saw us standing at the opposite gates facing backwards like idiots. We still laugh about it to this day. I remember getting up to the airport in Vanilla and eventually the top of Ironforge. After a few hours of exploring, I started getting worried that I would be banned for being in an out-of-bounds area. I was never a smart kid. My first 2 I ever played was a rogue, and I was excited about playing my first 5 mans around level 20. Not really understanding classes or stats at the time, I see a ring that drops with dodge on it. This is where the wonky noob logic kicks in. Dodge sounds like something a rogue needs, right? Why would I want to get hit? That's the tank's job. If I have more dodge, it will hit the tank and I'll be okay. It makes sense since rogues have a bunch of other abilities that suggest avoidance. So my noob-ass rolls need on the dodge ring and everybody starts berating me saying I don't need that ring and I should give it up. So of course I'm thinking they don't understand how it works, and I'm right and refuse to give it up. I still facepalm about that to this day. I spent several hours running around Loch Modan murdering every sheep I saw. I needed wool cloth, and that seemed logical at the time. When I first started the game, I was stupid enough to board another player's mount and destroy my Hearthstone, because I could apparently get a better one. As you might imagine, I ended up dumped in a hole, surrounded by mobs several times my level, with no way of getting to safety. I was like 2 hours into my very first character. Luckily, I had friends around that could fly over and pick me up. I live in Italy, and when I was 11 years old, I didn't know anything about English. So I leveled up my Hunter Tauren only by killing monster and without doing a single quest. I stopped at level 40. Back when I was totally noob, I started to play Human Priest. I didn't have any idea what threat was in this game, and I didn't even read tooltips too much. I noticed when I use Fade, my character was transparent. I thought it means I am in stealth. I walked near to mobs and they attacked me. I thought ability is broken and never used it again.
Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it informative and enjoyable. If you did, I would really appreciate it if you could take a moment to hit that subscribe button below. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up by hitting the like button if you found it helpful. Your support really means a lot to me, and it helps me create more valuable content like this in the future.